National Coach of the Year for 2008-2009 season, Coach Jamie Dixon.
Thank you. Good, it's good to be here again with you. How you doing?
Oh, great. Everything's really
Hey.
well. And I want to talk about the grit that the Pittsburgh Panthers showed in the NCAA tournament. Even though it was a very disappointing end to the season in the Elite Eight. How tough was it to play another Big East team before the Final Four?
Well, I mean, it's unique. Usually those things don't happen, but it was that kind of, it's the way it's situated was because of our depth of our conference and how good it was. Good teams had to play against each other down the stretch there. But, you know, it was every loss is disappointing, even probably more so in the NCAA tournament because you don't play again until November. But we played hard, we played well, we fought back and battled back when the game people thought it was over, tied it up, and then came up short. But you know what? We would have had to win the next game. If you don't win that one, you're disappointed in the next one. So that's what the NCAA tournament is, and that's why it's so well watched.
Wow. And talk about what did you learn from the NCAA tournament experience? So, you know, just the way you coached down the stretch of those games was really exemplary. So talk about how you grew as a coach.
You're just trying to get better, get your best players out on the floor, get your best players shots, and try to keep your team on the floor as far as best players. Stay out of foul trouble and get your best guys out there. But I think we battled through. We never really shot it great in the NCAA tournament. We didn't. Our offense never got clicking.
But Oak State,
we did make some shots.
That first half, you guys kept up with that.
When they were making
pace.
shots, yeah,
you guys were making it.
So we had to win it with just kind of grinding it out and win games and that's kind of what happens. So you're not going to have games where you shoot it well every day in the NCAA tournament, but you got to win games and figure it out. So it was great. It was a great tournament for us. But you know what? You can win them. You got to win them all until you feel satisfied.
Well, and the triplicate of Sam Young, DeJuan Blair, and Levance Field, to me, one of the great leaders in Big East history. That's for sure with his win-loss record. Talk about how much they meant to you.
Well, those guys won a lot of games. There's no question about it. With Terrell Biggs, we talked about that group being the best group of incoming freshmen that we'd ever had, and they ended up winning the most games in the history of our program over a 4-year period. So I think that says a lot about them. But you know what? We prepared knowing that we were going to lose those guys, and we have guys in place to replace them this year. So I think it's an opportunity for guys that they've looked forward to, and that's why college basketball is what it is. You're going to lose good players. The better you are, the more players you're going to lose. So we lost 3 good seniors and another kid who had a great career and went to the NBA early, and that's part of having great teams. And so we'll replace them with some good ones, and they'll keep getting better.
Speaking of that kid that went early, DeJuan Blair, isn't it great that he's in a perfect situation under Greg Popovich in San Antonio?
I think there's no question. We were excited about where he went to. I was more concerned about where he went to, not what pick he went, and I think it ended up in a perfect situation. I was down there at camp, got a chance to watch him and work out, and he's at the right place, and he's going to be a great contributor for them, as is Sam Young. Sam's been doing great for Memphis too, and that's great to see. Great for our program.
Wow, how did it feel to get Dante Taylor, one of the top recruits, and McDonald's on making one of the first in many years?
Yeah, I mean, he's a talented kid. He's a hard worker. He wants to do the right thing, and I think he's a guy that we brought in at the right time to fill a role and to fill a need, and he understood that and saw that DeJuan was not going to be back as we had told him, and so he's fit in there, and he's getting better. So that's all we can ask.
Well, Coach Dixon,
all right.
I want to thank you for your time. So much to talk about. Pittsburgh always shows so much to talk about love, and I appreciate it. Thank you for being on.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.